up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders and cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are absolutely fantastic. Oh man, I was not around for that market close yesterday. I looked at that thing later. I was like, what just happened? Mass confusion. But what I'm not confused about is we got the troops, the soldiers in the house. We got Chuck, good morning. We got Alex, good morning. Andy, Bill, Christopher, good morning. We got Dale, Ryan up in here, good morning. David, Fayaz, Franco, Greg, K, good morning. Jay, Jill, Juan. We got Martina, Pete's with us. We got Ron, good morning. Tanya, we got Win, Wally, all my peeps in YouTube land. Hope you guys held up well yesterday. If you were pretty much bullish on anything, it was payday. It was payday for sure. So we will see what happens today. We got Daniel out in YouTube land. Good morning to you. All my lurkers are sitting in the back of YouTube land, just waiting, seeing what's going on. Good morning. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Nice gap on Tesla, Daniel saying. All right, we'll check out Tesla for sure. Let me just move some screens around real quick. Beautiful. And let's go to the SPY. Fantastic close. I do think 431 is in the cards. Next stop that I'm looking at, though, the immediate first stop is 422. Win says we broke finally. Yeah, we did. I was even looking. I was like, yeah, you know what? 418 is in the cards. Yeah, 418.31 hit, and we closed above it. So the question is today. I mean, obviously, we're still gapping up. We're still running. I think most of what happened at the very end of the day was a squeeze. Anybody short in these markets got to be feeling a little bit of pain. So I hope the shorts are a hedge, not a play, but gap up 2 massive days in a row. I don't know. I don't know, because we could get very, very squeezy still. I still got 431.82 is my next target. I mean, we can't hit that today. There's no way. Check back at the end of the day. We'll see. But I would expect this thing to retest. The bulls are so strong. There's so many shorts that have to cover. There's so many bears trapped. I don't know. Win says we got stuck in that 417 area on the SPY. And when it broke up, everything broke. Yeah. It was it was a crazy, crazy day. We have a mini gap over here, so I'm going to be looking at that spot. That's about 422.18. I could see us retesting into 425.99, so essentially 426. But my first stop is even this one, 422.62. So I think that I don't even want to call that the high of the day, but this market could do some wild things. But obviously, I'm bullish. The question is, do we pull back first? That I don't know. I would like to think that we would want to take some profits. This gap, I feel like, should retest. Tons and tons of volume on both the last 2 days. I don't know. Q's switching Friday. Let's see. So QQQ. Same thing, yeah. So mini gap up. I mean, we're clearly above that pivot. We closed above that pivot yesterday. Yeah, team, we're bullish. There's no two ways about it. 340.86 could be targets on the Qs. I feel like we are a little at this point overextended. We do have to pull back. It's just the shorts are gonna be so tough to short. And it's almost like, even though we are overextended, we are due for a pullback, it kind of feels like sticking with the trend is this better play. Oddly enough. David Cooks, good morning. Jumping into YouTube land. All right, let's see a Tesla gap. I think we're gonna have a lot of gaps that look very similar. Tesla has a little bit of room to run in a bullish direction. Again, I don't know if I want to take this thing out of the gate. Let's see what we did pre-market though. So let's flip back to the daily actually. So if we come down and we can retest 177.04, that would be a decent attempt to go long. Did we do that pre-market is the question. 170. Yeah, so we did. We kind of came back. We closed that gap. We're above. I mean, again, here's how VPOX, they're moving bullish. We're jumping up. So more and more interest coming in at higher prices means that we still have a little bit of a bullish point of view. 176 was kind of the spot that I was looking at for, okay, that should be resistance, and we were well above it at this point. So yeah, I do want to continue this one bullish. It looks like we did retest. This could be an interesting continuation push in a bullish direction. It feels dirty playing these things long. Honestly, it does. But that's the direction. That's going to be the easiest path. So I think if we're going to succeed today, get a couple R's stacked to the month, I think we still have to go bullish, and the question is really just where. But I'd be watching, see if we could get another bounce off 177.71. That would be my spot to try to look long. Yeah, FL is down, Foot Locker. So they reported earnings. They're not feeling too bullish anymore. No, not so much. Let's see this daily chart. Yeah, these guys are hitting a little bit of support. So I have a support level somewhere around $30.46. Where are we actually opening for right now? $31 below or at major support. So this one I think could rally bullish. Stop on this thing would probably be about 29.58. So you actually have a decent setup down at these lows, throwing some kind of stop at 29.58, and then we have to try to choose our entry spot. But let's add this one to the list. See if we can play this fade up higher from those earnings. But yeah, Foot Locker's under a little bit of pressure, so they missed earnings, and sounds like competition is running up into their business. You like the Nike gap down, NKE. That one looks very trappy for the bulls. So yeah, I like this one too. So Foot Locker, I almost want to try to fade higher. Nike, I think this is a really good breakdown. Yeah, let's put Nike pretty high on the list. That looks like a decent short. And again, like I said before, the market is bullish. I feel like we need to take a pullback, so I would not be upset trying to maybe short something like Nike. This way, if the market does pull back, great, we're ready in a bearish position. If it doesn't pull back, at least we're in a weaker stock. I think that might be the play. So Nike, we'd have to figure out where target's going to be on this thing. So I see like about 113 we can get to. Maybe we get held up a little bit of support here. So let's see if we can get a mini bounce first. This would be a good one if we could get a good green candle that we could take a breakdown on. So if we could hold a little bit of support, essentially just people going, okay, well, we held there last time. Let's go long. Or anybody shorting, maybe take some profits. We could get that green candle in, and then we could take a breakdown. But yeah, I kind of like the short on this one. Yeah, Foot Locker got killed. Nike's the crosshairs. But my question is, well, Foot Locker's more the store. They don't make the shoe. But yeah, Nike's probably gapping down on that same news. But interesting enough. Yeah, Win says, what's the news? Yeah, there wasn't really news on Nike from what I could see. But there is earnings on Foot Locker. So Foot Locker got killed. To me, that just means that other people are buying their Nikes probably somewhere else. You got Apple gapping up. Yeah, we're gonna see a ton of gap ups today. The entire market once again gapping up, very very strong. Again, if you're in anything long, try to hold it. Even a firm I looked at yesterday, I was trying to lock my 2Rs in at what 13.98, I think, and then the last 15 minutes of the day ran a full another dollar past, and I'm like, oh man, why don't we just hold everything? Why couldn't I just know? But we'll see. Apple, pretty decent gap up. Pretty decent. Starting to get to a little bit of the resistance. I don't know. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. My fault. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be looking for support somewhere around 172.49 for Apple. That's in a longer term picture, obviously, so we'd have to pull back a little bit. But yeah, this looks like a really good gap too. I could see more continuation, and that's the problem. I mean, we've run a lot, especially. I mean, look at Apple from all the way, pretty much a straight shoot from 124 to $50. Yikes. But yeah, I'd be looking at this thing, and I think we get continuation, at least in the long term. So we'll be patient. My guess is we're going to be patient and open. So far, I'm going to be looking at those two little, probably Foot Locker and Nike are the best ones. But let me know what other gaps that you guys have. Otherwise, we could run through this list. If you see anything else interesting, let me know. Cisco. So Cisco dropped on earnings yesterday. Massive bull candle. Looks a little like capitulation, just a tad. And again, could this thing pull back first before we continue? I don't see another target on this thing till, are we at one now? We even close above that one. Honestly, I could look at Cisco is I'm gonna keep Cisco pretty high. Boot was a retest gap. I'm gonna take Boot off the list. I don't think we need that one. Didn't really do anything too special yesterday. Netflix had a monster day. Still below. So I'm gonna watch 372. I'm gonna see if we could actually get a run up on Netflix. That might be a decent attempt to fade it down. But that's a strong candle. Today's gonna be tricky. Today's gonna be a tricky day. As much as I want to try to play some fades and go short on some stuff, and I think it's almost better we wait, we see a dip, and then we try to buy things long. In all honesty, DE. Pretty decent gap up. Yeah, had a slight little move yesterday, so didn't run like the rest of the market. Kind of gapped into a little bit of resistance up here. And again, that should be a retest gap. We're not, if we could open a little bit higher, which would be about 386.67, so it's about $3 higher. I don't know if we could get up there in the next 15 minutes. So I'll probably be looking to fade that one down. What's some of the financials do? Ooh, look at Schwab. Okay. This one might be one of my favorite gaps of the day. This is going very high on the list. So Schwab might be in play. Typically doesn't have a lot of high volume candles, or at least a big range on the day. Looks a little 3-bar playish though. All right, so Schwab is going to be high on my list. We are gapping down slightly, but I want to see if we can get a break somewhere of like, can we set this order up? We're gapping right into that level of support. This might be more swing trade at these levels, but this is 52.17 and throwing a stop $50.95. So, all right, gives us about $1. Can Schwab move in one day? $2, 50, 11, 52. It's got potential. I like that as a swing trade a lot. I might actually set that up as a swing. Tony says, Fed chair speaking at, oh yeah, we got Jerome Powell today. Jerome Powell, are you going to come in and just squash the momentum? That he will definitely be moving the markets today. Jay Payne rides again. Yeah, Jay Payne will definitely be contributing to a little bit of volatility today. Thomas says MBD and Palantir. Palantir, crazy day yesterday. MBD, Mongo database. Did we get high enough on this one where we could actually fade this one down? So this one is gapping down a little bit. So bulls being trapped. Yeah, pretty high volume area that we ran into yesterday. So I'm gonna throw this one actually pretty decently high on the list too. This has got if you're in Mongo database and you have it for the long term, this is the area you probably want to sell some cover calls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inside day 8, 9, 10, 11 days bullish. 11 days going from essentially 212 to 289. What a breakout. This would be my cover call zone. So we are gapping down slightly from open. Wendy says, what's promising this morning? I like Schwab a lot. Nike, I'm looking for maybe a breakdown on Nike. So if I was going to fade anything, it's probably going to be Nike. And then Foot Locker so far seems like we're going to go long. Try to play a fade potentially on that one. Mongo database, I mean, this is definitely overextended. This one might be a decent one for some kind of fade short. What was the other one? Palantir, PLTR. I'm scared to go long on anything. I wouldn't actually be scared. I'd be more scared going short on anything. I'd be terrified because if some of these bears could start wiggling themselves out of some of these positions, if they have massive losses, the fact that we're breaking crazy levels on the SPY, I'd rather be long, but it's definitely feels like a greedy long for sure. Yeah, Palantir gapping up. Wow, $12 now. And I think, I mean, even if we're, look at that. So this was earnings. This is Kathy Woods buying 1.5 billion more on Palantir. We're definitely in some good levels. We could probably hit 1268, potentially even 1294 by the end of today. Tony says, I'm in short on the Qs, but only small. If it goes higher, I buy more puts. Just pick your levels. This market could get crazy. I feel like we're in that market where everyone's like, okay, it's run too much. Let's settle down. And then it doesn't. Tesla, we looked at yet. Yeah, Tesla, if we could buy a pullback, that looks good to go long. Nvidia, we did not look at yet. All right, so there's your little gap down, $1. $1 after it ran $25 yesterday. Crazy town. We're getting up there. I mean, so something like this again. I mean, this is very tempting to look at maybe trying to get some kind of put somewhere. Stopping out maybe somewhere around 335. Yeah, I don't know. Every time anybody has ever thought about buying a like, you don't even have to buy the puts to lose money on. You just have to think about buying puts on Nvidia to lose money. So yeah, I mean the one thing is we're still at these like higher levels. This is finally like a really good retest spot, and it is probably better to look at puts up here, but I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely when you feel like you don't need the puts is probably when you need them. That's the better time that nobody actually buys the puts. They rather wait for the house to go on fire first. But yeah, anything. And again, yeah, Hector. At least there's time on the puts. At least there's some time on the puts. If you're buying puts, don't do it very quickly. Maybe spit out your coffee. No, don't waste good coffee. Richard says might be time to update TradingView. Not quite sure what that means, Richard. Am I able to? Are you looking at this thing? Is that what you're saying? This is for Chrome in general. Yeah, that's Chrome. If you update, maybe yeah, that it's probably the video probably moves because my Chrome is not been updated. Let's see some of the other financials because Schwab looked like the most interesting gap so far. NVIDIA only responds to my Chrome. Is that what's been going on with the NVIDIA? I got AI running TradingView now. Pre-market, so a little gap down again on. Oh, that's Walmart. Let me see Wall. That's what I want to look at. Slight little gap up on Wall. Again, just kind of compressing on this one. Schwab looks a little bit better. I like the pattern. What about PACW? Is it time to play some financials? PACW looks interesting too. I think I kind of like some of these small financial nonsense regional banks. Yeah, we took a look. We did take a look at Nike. That's on my list to possibly go short on out of all of them. I do want to wait for a green candle come in though. So just because we're at a little bit of potential support, I would love, not saying it's going to happen and maybe we just miss it, but if we can get a green candle or something I can take a breakdown of. We've seen a lot of these gaps that have happened recently that look a lot like Cisco, where we're opening extremely low and we just run it up. So, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to be patient, but I like that one for the short. Roblo. We got a good, decent, higher volume area that's somewhere at around $43, $42.96. A little bit of a high wave that we're breaking down. So again, we're still in this very, very strong, nice breakout trends. We could definitely pull back. I don't know how much I could ask this thing to pull back though. $42, $40.22 maybe is target. So you got about $1 to the downside. Duolingo for long. What is the ticker on that thing? I don't even know what a Duolingo is. Ron says Shaq, SHAK. Also, what impact does big bullish volume a couple of days ago? What impact does big bullish volume? That looks like I'm trying to read that sentence, and that looks like Duolingo. I don't know exactly what that means. You're looking at probably just all these bullish candles on this thing. Yeah, I mean, this one was earnings. This is continuation, and we've run a lot. So my guess is if you were bullish, first of all, if you played Shake Shack, on any of this big gap, there's going to be a point where I think you might want to take profits. But Shake Shack is gapping up slightly. I also think that if this thing comes down here, that's going to be another opportunity for the same players who got this one, who might be taking profits close to $69, or even took profits and then missed that next run up. Where there's going to be a certain point where you probably start fading into the $62 range at some point, and that's going to be another buy. So it's one of those things that worked once, why not work again? Are some bulls trapped? You have, yeah, okay, this is a good question, Ron. This is a good question. Finally, Ron's got a good question. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I would say that anybody in this range, this is definitely a pennant pattern, right? So in this range, you got a lot of fighting bulls, bears. People are putting their positions together. Shaq is going to zero. Shaq is going to the moon. And somebody's going to be right. Somebody's going to be wrong. It looks like the bears were correct. And that's the direction, getting some of those bulls nervous. And then you have that gap up. So I think this entire longer term consolidation got enough people in this thing short to trap them. So this candle is the trap. This is the squeeze that follows through, right? So now that we've made our kind of prediction, or not prediction, but we've picked a direction on Shake Shack, I think there's still more people trapped to the short side that is just wishing they never got in the first place. So this one could stay up here. We do have this one is probably what you're talking about. So big high volume candle, new highs on that gap. Everything looks good. But I think, yes, while we're trapping some bulls, that maybe some noobs that got in up there, I think there's still a lot of people in this thing that are still just down and out. So I would put more volume into this area than I would be concerned so much with that. And again, we do have a little bit of a gap up pre-market. So this essentially gaps up, noobs get in, great. People are finally taking their profits. And now I think we could do something like this. So I would be more bullish than bearish and kind of play that until we start breaking down some actual key levels. All right, let me see. DUOL. I have no idea what Duolingo is. I'm gonna have to update my trading view. This ticker is not familiar. It doesn't look like we're doing anything unless I'm missing something pre-market. But yeah, if you're in it for a swing, it looks good for continuation. Again, pre-market, I'm not seeing any key numbers unless I'm missing something, but that was a nice close. Probably pulls back a little bit, and that would be a good opportunity to probably continue to go long if you're in it for a swing or day trade. Gap fill on Roblox up to $45. RBLX. Yeah, I don't know that we fill that gap though. At least not in the near term. You have all this kind of support right here, support resistance. You also have right in that range. So what I could see is big massive gap down. We ran. This could be almost double topish, and then we could do this potentially. This throwing down arrows makes me feel uncomfortable in this market, but what I do know is the bell just rang. So everybody out in YouTube land, I appreciate you joining us each and every day. Make sure, again, if you have not hit the like, subscribe, and that notification bell, that you do so. Enjoy the rest of the day. Jerome Powell at 11. Be safe.